All right, so this is my first Periscope version of one of my blog posts. I'm new to the whole live Periscoping, so bear with me. So this is my classroom on a Tuesday morning. We're in Ottawa, Canada, so we got the snow outside. I'll show you the freshly fallen snow. Beautiful, beautiful. And the idea this morning what I want to do this morning is to show you what's on my classroom walls, similar to a blog post I posted a while back. So I think it was last year, I showed people with photos and then a description what was on the walls of my classroom. And so today I just wanted to do a video because I think there's a lot of potential for Periscope video in the classroom for an augmentation to teacher blogs. So I'll take a little tour. So here's my classroom. It's Ridgemont High School in Ottawa. Eventually I'll post this video to YouTube so people can see it and advertise it on my blog. So I've been working this year on getting some posters on the wall. So you can see that I've got keywords. These keywords come from our board-wide exam for grade 10 math. So the board-wide exam uses these keywords in their questions, and a sheet with all these keywords defined are in the exam. But because I use them in my tests and evaluations as well, I like to have them on the wall. So that's one of the things on my wall. Since we're here, the one small bulletin board in my classroom. So you can see, got my extra help website. All my class assignments are posted there, and there are extra help videos and tutorials and practice problems. One of the things we do in our school is we provide math help almost every day at lunch and in the mornings, so that's really useful. So making sure that schedule is on the wall for the kids to refer to. And TVO, I think it's teamed up with TVO, does live tutoring online. The kids have to make an account, but it's all free, so that's pretty cool too. But I don't think that many of my kids use it. I don't know if any of your kids use that at all. I don't know if we have any Ontario teachers that are tuning in at the moment. I know it's still early in the morning, and a lot of teachers are probably still just trying to get their day underway. A couple of clubs that I run are there as well. You can see on the boards too, we've got the work still up from yesterday. We were working on a similar triangle problem about the width of a river. So on my wall over here, you've got the expectations for my grade 10 applied course. A couple of years ago, we moved to a expectation-based grading system, standards-based grading for those down in the States. And so because we're evaluating and teaching based on these expectations, I think it's important to have them up in the room. So we often look at these posters together as a class and talk about the activity we did that day and which of the expectations that we were hitting. So that's for my grade 10 applied class. Those are on my website as well. And this year I am teaching ELD math. So ELD is a program for English language development. So it's pre-ESL, pre-English as a second language. These are often students that have just arrived to Canada, many out of refugee camps or other impoverished situations. And so these are students that have not yet achieved a high school level math. So they're 14 or 15 years old, but maybe they're learning grade 2 and 3 math. So the grade that I'm teaching is grade 2/3 math. So I've created a series of posters, so I'll give you kind of a scan across view of the posters here. So I've tried to be putting these together to meet all of the topics that we need to learn about this year, and they make a pretty handy reference tool then when we're working on different topics to look up at the posters together, especially things like time. They have trouble remembering, how many minutes in an hour, how many days in a week, how many weeks in a year. So having that on the wall is really helpful, I find, for them. And finally over here, oh, I guess not finally, we have the mathematical processes. It's hard to see when we're up against the window. So just like in the States with the Common Core, they have the mathematical processes built in. The Ontario curriculum does as well. So selecting tools, computing strategies, reasoning, improving. So sometimes we're talking about these. It's helpful to have a few little questions on posters to remind them what those look like. I'm trying not to make you guys motion sick here. So here we have, I'll see if we can zoom in without the light. It's hard with the backlight. There we go. Connecting, representing, strategies, problem solving, nice snowy view out the window, communicating, and reflecting. So we can refer to those when we're talking about, not just the content, but also the processes that we're looking for when we're solving problems. And then not math related, but this year I teach what's called a Link Crew. Link Crew is a support group for grade 9s. It helps them with their transition to high school. And a lot of schools down in the States are doing the program too. It's from Boomerang Project. They are an American company. And it's a leadership class for our grade 11 and 12 students. So it's a course, and we do a lot of activities with the grade 9s to help them transition into their grade 9 year. And the 3 main tenets of the program are total support, yes and go big. So some posters to remind us of those. And the 5 process questions. When we lead discussions with our grade 9 groups, we try and do it through the model of the 5 questions. So having a model of those on the wall helps us too. So that's pretty much it. The other corner is just my little desk corner. There's not much for students there, but kind of the wall of, I got some nice comments from students on a big sheet of paper from my Link Crew last year, some photos, the calendar, the regular stuff you see in the teacher area. The last thing I can sort of show you, this is not related to what's on my classroom walls, but one of the big things these days is vertical non-permanent surfaces. So you can see that 3 of my walls, so wall 1 with the blackboard, wall 2 with the whiteboard, and then wall 3 with a blackboard, as well as the mini blackboard over here in the window. That's for our vertical non-permanent surfaces, so having our students working vertically on surfaces that can be wiped off. So the students are standing in small groups. You'll notice too that my desks are in pods of 3 or 4, always leaving an extra seat for me to sit with them while they're working through a problem. And every day the kids get a different card out of a deck of cards, and they sit in the room. You can see I've got numbers hanging above the sets of desks, and so those numbers on the cards tell them where they're sitting for the day. So every day they sit with different people. Every day they sit with different people. The groups change every day. So the visibly random groups, a deck of cards with numbers 1 to 8. And then you can also see right here behind me, we've got the numbers on the boards as well. So when it's time to go solve on the vertically non-permanent surfaces, I just send the groups to their boards and they look for the number from their table group that's up on the boards. It makes a nice smooth transition, which helps with classroom management. So if you found this useful, I'd love to hear the comments. I'm going to post this to my blog and on my YouTube channel. And if you have other ideas for sort of bloggy type Periscope things that we could get together and talk about, I'd love to hear about them. I'm definitely interested in how Periscope can be used by teachers to share what's going on in their classrooms. Have a great day, everybody.